Welcome to the show that looks at truth, fiction, and reality with a smirk. I'm Aaron Peterson.
I'm Amanda Sink.
And I'm Zach Parkerson.
And welcome to Smirk. Each week, one of our hosts introduces an original story, which we then use as a springboard for spirited discussion on whatever the moral or theme of that story was. And this week, it's Amanda's turn, which you haven't told a story in a while. We had 2 listener stories in a row. We're done with listeners for a bit.
Taking all my time away from me. All this positive storytelling that I have just sitting inside my head or in a notebook. Just kidding. I make it up the day of.
Yeah, it feels right.
Oh, wow. That feels,
station.
Really makes us feel like you care.
I do. I work better under pressure, as Queen might say.
Are you writing it right now?
Yeah, I finished it.
She's writing it as we talk about it. She's just going to make it up as she goes.
That would be fun. Hey, people like that.
Sure. Hey, guys, if you're listening on your Apple Podcasts or your Google Podcast, wherever you listen to, drop us a review, by the way. We never ask at the top of the show. We always ask at the end, which people might truly abandon it by then.
I use that scrub 15 seconds button right at the end of every podcast.
Do you really?
I ain't got time for your outros. The outros usually give us money on Patreon or check out all of our videos or...
There's truth there.
I get it.
You know, we always, or not always, but usually have like a little outtake at the very end after the music, though. I wonder if people know that.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's a little hidden. It's a Easter egg.
It is.
A nugget.
Right. We're the Marvel of podcasting.
Now watch this one be the only episode that doesn't have an outtake at the end.
Minus popularity, minus success.
Right. So we're like Thor the Dark World.
Yeah, we're more like 80s Marvel, I think, at this point. We're Dolph Lundgren Punisher.
Oh, I would say like we're like 2000s Marvel. Every now and then again, you get a tag. But we're like Tom Jane and the Punisher, I think.
Is that good? It's better than the other Punisher, Warzone, right?
Well, come on. People like Tom Jane, right?
I don't know any
Am I alone here?
of this Punisher business.
That's too bad.
Well, remember in The Mist when he shot his whole family? That was fun.
What?
I love that.
Spoilers for The Mist.
Go watch The Mist. It's a great movie. All right, Amanda, are you ready with your story?
I guess, or if we're done talking about Marvel and Punisher and The Mist.
Let's make this a Thomas Jane special.
He'd love that. He's got nothing else going on.
All right, well, let's go into my story. Oh, that's right. I need to head to the store. My refrigerator note promptly reminded me. Eggs, milk, flour, vanilla, and chocolate chips. Eggs, milk, flour,
Wait,
vanilla.
is this the story?
Yes.
Oh. Sorry.
Are you hungry?
I thought she was reading like a list. I didn't know that was the beginning. All right, let's try again.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's right. I need to head to the store. My refrigerator note promptly reminded me. Eggs, milk, flour, vanilla, and chocolate chips. Eggs, milk, flour, vanilla, and chocolate chips. I reiterate to myself again and again, hoping I won't forget anything. I'll have to take a shower, get ready, and then I can leave. 30 minutes passed by. My shower was quite refreshing, so maybe I'll sit on the couch and watch the news. Oh, shoot. I passed by the fridge, and I'm once again reminded of my need to get groceries. I'll just go now. It's only 10 minutes away. But where'd I set my keys? I finally find them, head to the store, and start to grocery shop. Of course, I left the list at home. Eggs, milk. What else was it? As I go through the aisles, I grab a few things I think I'd need and proceed to check out. I ask the checkout clerk the time, 10:10 a.m. My daughter Felicia is coming to visit at 11, so I better hurry. I take my groceries and put them in the trunk, get into the car, and decide to head home. A car's headlights are coming right at me. I slam on my car horn, panic, and swerve back to the right side of the road. When I get it under control, I pull over to the side of the road. The car clock says 11:15 a.m. Where am I? I look around. I don't remember getting here. So I have to look for my telephone. I know Felicia gave me one, and she keeps it in my purse. It's got to be around here somewhere. Come on. God, please. Found it. I thought the point of the mobile phone was to be smaller, not the same size as a landline. I've got to call Felicia. There's an alert, she called. I click on that, and there's a callback button. It's dialing, so that's good. Mom, where are you? I began to cry. I don't know where I am, and I don't want to scare her, but I need help. Mom, are you there? Hi, honey, I'm okay. I I don't know where I am. I think I was just almost in an accident, but I don't know where I am. I'm pulled over. Mom, are you sure you're okay? Just hang tight. We'll find you. I hear her mumbling in the background. She must be talking to Joe, her husband. Okay, Mom, Joe's going to walk you through a process to send us your location from your phone, okay? I nod and wipe away my tears, as if she can see me. Okay, honey. Joe takes me through the steps. So many steps. But they figure it out. Apparently you can send where you are through a text message. Isn't that scary? An officer pulls up behind me. Ma'am, I'm Officer Dutchlick. Your daughter asked me to head over to make sure you were okay until she got here. Is there anything you need? No, I'm okay, thank you. I'm so sorry to have you come out here with me like this. Ma'am, you have nothing to apologize for. We just want to make sure you're okay. I'll be in my car with the lights on to keep cars from getting too close, but you stay here, all right? Yes, thank you for your help. This is so embarrassing. After about 30 more minutes of waiting, Felicia and Joe arrive. She barely waits for the car to stop before she runs at me crying with her arms open. I open my door and walk to her, tearing up again. Mom, I'm so glad you're okay. I was so worried. I was at the house, but you weren't. I was so worried it was going to be like last time. I just love you so much. Felicia held me in an embrace for a few minutes, and I felt relief, but also shame. How could I let this happen? I'm the one who was supposed to take care of my child, not the other way around. I'm sorry I wasn't there. I remembered I needed groceries, the list on the fridge. I was going to make you cookies. I feel so embarrassed I can't even look her in the eyes. She can tell. Mom, I love you. Nothing will ever change that, not even dementia. I will make sure that we take care of you. That's what today is all about, making sure we get you somewhere safe. I promise we'll take care of you, okay? I breathe a sigh of relief. She will take care of me. Just so you know, that's the end of it.
Well,
right, I thought it might be.
It felt like the end. It felt final.
Yeah.
Well,
Just like her dementia will make her final days.
Wow. That
I'm trying not to laugh, but it's
we
coming
went
out.
there.
It's just coming out. It's oozing. I would think the moral of that story is that if your name is Dutch Lick, you should get it changed legally.
There's no way that guy survived middle school.
No wonder he's going to be one of those jerk cops who's just going around pulling all over old ladies.
He wasn't
just
pulling it
mad.
over. He was helping her.
His name's Dutch Lick. He's just sad and angry.
He's not angry.
Yeah. He's the real star of this story. I want to know more about Dutch Lick.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
What's his life like? He wishes he could forget.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think the moral is? Honestly. Or was that your real?
I'm kind of sticking with Dutch Lick as a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I can't stop thinking about the tax dollars that are being wasted. This cop going out there, helping out this old lady. There are real crimes to solve, all right?
Wow.
The moral of is there a moral? Moral or a theme? There's a moral?
I mean, I made one.
Zach, what do you got?
The moral of the story is tick-tock. Tick-tock.
Oh, that would be a good one. I did not go with that.
Nobody's mind lasts forever.
Close.
Okay, hey.
Memories last forever, but sometimes they can't be remembered.
Oh. You know what else lasts forever? Dutch Lick.
Look, I'm not excellent at this pronunciation.
My name
thing.
is now Hank Johnson. No, it's not Dutch Lick.
It's going to be the new Smith in names.
Sorry, Dutch Lick.
All right, well, I'll just start talking to you guys about this. Otherwise, all we're going to hear is Dutch Lick.
Oh, that's all you're going to hear anyway for like the rest of this podcast. It's just going to sporadically come up.
Did you originally think that she was forgetful, or did you know that she had dementia early on in this story? Did you get an idea of
Originally,
it?
I thought you were making a grocery list. That's what.
That's true.
That's legitimately what I thought.
Man, I had to restart our story because Aaron didn't understand how stories are told.
I didn't
It's
know.
a weird intro. I get it.
No, that's all on me.
I assumed she was your age, so
Oh,
the
just kind
dementia
of
was obvious, is
misplacing.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's mean.
Wow.
That hurts my feelings.
I didn't realize it was dementia until about halfway through. Then I got, that's where we're going. And I didn't know if it was dementia or Alzheimer's, because those are different things.
Yeah. Well, convincing a loved one to change their life for their safety is really hard. A lot of times they're resistant and they're not ready to make the changes and accept a diagnosis, because then it kind of becomes real. So what would you do to help a loved one with dementia? So if you were in Felicia's shoes, how would you help your mom?
Oh.
Because people are stubborn.
We're going to the theme park. It's the one where the people help you live.
Oh, boy.
It's the assisted theme park. Enjoy, Mom. I'll see you later.
Would you wait a while before you made that decision, or do you think you would catch on pretty
First time
soon?
she forgets one thing, she's in. Lock her up.
She's done. Oh, man.
We
Poor
gave her
Mom.
a shot, Mom. Sorry. We did what we could.
I feel so bad for the old lady that runs my local comic shop.
Why?
She'd be behind bars.
She's
always forgetting stuff.
That's tough when it's parents. You don't want to. I mean, it's hard for them to take care of their parents because at the same time, if they live in your house and you don't have constant watch over them,
Right.
they could hurt themselves. That's the sad
Right.
reality.
And what if you don't like your parents? You know?
Wow. Well, then you do it right away. Oh, you forgot something?
Right?
No.
How do I put them down?
I seriously, I'm fine. I just forgot one thing. Nope. I think you're done. I think you can't function in regular everyday life any longer. I'm sorry.
Zach, what would you do? Or would you just leave it? I don't care.
It's their call. I don't care. I'm just thinking, well, if I'm old and then people are telling me I have dementia, I'm probably going to be rather stubborn about it. I'm just going to want to be left alone.
Are you going to remember to be stubborn about it? Or do you forget that too?
I think that's part of who he is. I don't think that'll ever change, no matter the diagnosis.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I'm going to rewatch an episode of Daredevil because I forgot it.
Oh, God.
Or you blow the house up because you left the stove on and you forgot to turn it off, you know.
Or you...
Well, joke's on you, Aaron. I don't cook. So.
Well, I guess my joke wouldn't work then because I was going to ask about driving, and I know you don't drive. Because you could be in the position of the mom here where she finds out like halfway through that she's swerved into the left lane and she had to veer to the right to protect herself.
It is a legitimate concern, though. That most people that have any kind of relationship with their parents are going to have to at one point decide when's the right time to put them in a home or to get them help or assisted living. I mean, if they live to that age, it's a real concern. I mean, not everybody is lucky enough to have people that can live with those parents to take care of them. You know, most people have to still work and take care of their own family. They're other families.
Have a whole life of your own to live, probably with kids and stuff.
Right.
You have time for grandma to keep knitting in the corner.
It's tough, though. Well, because that's what apparently grandmas do in Zach's world. They just sit in the corner and knit.
It's so lonely.
Do you guys not have grandma?
Sad.
I don't recall her just sitting in a corner knitting. She was always doing stuff, man. She was cooking and busy and active.
Hey, knitting takes a lot of hand-eye coordination, dexterity.
You're really advocating for knitting here. Do you knit in the
pro
corner?
knitter.
Mm-hmm. My grandma
I've
taught
thought
me.
about knitting.
There's
in the
nothing
corner?
wrong with it. I crocheted, too.
But I foresee Zach in the corner. I see him accepting that he's in the corner.
For different reasons. He's just
Yeah.
he's facing the corner. That's different than what grandma's doing. It's hard. What do you guys do in that scenario? I mean, you have to weigh it. You have to figure out what you want to do. At some point, your parent. If my mom needs to go, I don't know. I'd probably take her in. My dad, he'd probably go a little quicker.
But is that a decision you
What do you
make
mean by
sooner
go?
rather than later?
Like to a...
Assisted living place.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you have those are the two options, right? You either take them in. Well, three options. You can take them in. You can take them to an assisted living place, or you can pay for a nurse to go to their house if Medicare doesn't pay for it and see them during the day. Those are
There's a fourth option.
put them down.
They're not dogs.
What's the option?
No, just ignore them entirely. Just ignore the situation.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Don't act like there are not people who would not ignore that situation because it makes their life easier if they just pretend that it's not happening.
I'm sure there are people like that. That's true.
That's a horrible person.
Zach, would you do this? Are you
Sure.
that person?
I think he's advocating for
I
it.
think he is.
I think he is. We know what his future-
I'm advocating for the fifth option that Aaron referenced. Put them down.
I don't think that's a very strong option.
No, I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough topic to think about. Death would be easier than dealing with somebody you love dwindling away in the flesh carcass they're just contained in now.
That's
Right?
Yeah.
That's one way to put
You're
it.
watching-
Descriptive.
You're watching the person that you know die out, and just what's left is the body that they were in, really.
Mhm. Yeah.
I watched my grandmother go through that. It's hard to watch because she was slowly but surely forgetting things. I mean, she always had the name thing where she'd call you everybody else's name but your own. You know, I think all grandmas have that. I think it's required by law. But as she got older, she would start forgetting things and start bringing up memories that weren't mine, you know, like they were my uncle's or even my mom's. times. I mean, which is really sad because you know it, but they don't know it. So you kind of have to almost play along because you don't want to tell them, hey, you got this way wrong. You know, this is somebody else's story. And now I see my mom having those moments where she forgets stuff, you know, and I'm going to have them too. So Zach's right. In a way, you're seeing the person you love is no longer there or fading right in front of your eyes. It's not the same as Alzheimer's. That's even worse. I've seen people deal with that. That's worse.
Yeah, it's really, really hard to deal with. So
thinking about it more, I don't think I would put them in assisted living. Man, I would really want it to be their own decision, but I guess at some point they're not going to be able to make the decision. I would rather have them live with me than in the care of a stranger. I would also feel like if I put them in a home, then it feels like I'm just trying to distance myself from the problem.
That's a good point. Yeah. Well, and there's plenty of stories that have gone out where people that are taking care of the elderly are abusive. So that's like another concern people have to consider. Wow, you just went
to a dramatic part. I mean,
well, it's real. It's scary, but it's real. They don't treat them with kindness. Not to say that they all don't, but there are instances where they don't treat them. There's, people have now video footage in their homes. And even when they come to their home to take care of them, they're abusive or neglectful or,
It's like Happy Gilmore all over again.
It's really sad.
It is. But like everything that happens in Deliverance has happened. It doesn't mean it happens regularly.
No, I'm not saying it happens
every time
regularly.
You go camping with guys, you're not squealing like a pig.
But it does. It seems to be a notable problem right now because there are a lot of stories coming out about that.
That's just because it's in the zeitgeist. It's what we're fear-mongering about currently. I think it's just gets played up more because that's what gets clicks right now.
Grandma getting abused at the nursing home. People are just clicking.
What are you talking about? That's absolutely. We have like a cyclical relationship with horrors.
That's true.
We focus on one thing and talk about how terrible it is until we vaguely solve it, and then we move on to the next thing. Like straws. Remember when straws were the bane of the entire existence of America?
They still kind of are. I think they're banned in California.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And then they started banning them. Then that's what we do. We just focus in on something that's horrible, pretend to care for a few weeks, and we just move on again and move on to the next thing that we care about.
That doesn't make it less real, though.
No, I'm just saying I don't think it's as common as if you listen to true crime podcasts all the time, you're not going to be able to walk outside,
This is a fact. This is true. The straw thing, I'm after using the recyclable straws, the paper straws, I'm okay with screwing the environment. It's very uncomfortable.
You can bring your own reusable thick plastic straw.
Yeah, no, or I could just abuse the environment and just keep reusing the plastic one.
They seriously ban them in California. So
they ban everything in California except weed. You can get high as you want, just no straws.
California may as well not be in America.
Oh,
good enough earthquake hits and it won't be.
Jesus.
It's the state with the largest secession movement. I'm just saying, they don't care about us. I don't care about them.
Wow.
Unless you're listening and you're in California, in which case I care about you in particular.
There you go. He's very specific about your needs. You are exempt. Come over anytime.
So how long would it take for you guys to make that decision of your family member going, either living with you or going to a facility or what? Because you might start to notice those signs early on. You're forgetting things a lot. But at what point do they have to hurt themselves before or put themselves in a really tough position before you're like, no, I need to do something? Or would you be more proactive in trying to get this sorted out?
I would love to say it would be immediate, but I am a procrastinator. So it would probably be when it became a serious issue. When something happened, they got hurt, or when it was impossible to ignore that this is a serious problem. To be perfectly honest, that's probably when I would, because I wouldn't want to admit that there's a problem. That would be my problem. I would have a hard time admitting that it's a problem because I don't want to acknowledge my mom or my dad can't function reasonably anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a tough topic to tackle too with that family member, because then you have to sit down with them and they don't really understand what's going on. They might just say, oh, I just forgot where my keys were or something like that.
Yeah, don't lock me up. I forgot where my keys were. Don't get mad at me about it.
So, and that's a tough conversation for a child to have with their parent. I think any time that a human being is trying to tell another how to live, especially when it's your parent, that parent is like, nah, I'm going to live how I want to live. You're not going to tell me what I'm going to do. And so it makes it an even more difficult conversation because there's a lot of resistance.
I mean, presumably an old person will be lonely. So maybe they'll just, want to move right in.
Yeah, they're just sitting. I'd love to have. Well, you know what? Sometimes that's true. That is true, where they do want to come move in with their family.
Mm-hmm.
And yay, thanks for inviting me. But also, you have the proud ones who, no, I want to I've lived my own life my entire life. I don't need to go and be taken care of. Really just depends on the person, I suppose.
My mother's always reminded me that I have to, pay her back and let her live with me when she gets old.
She remind you of this?
Yeah, of course.
She's going to start pretending to forget things and then be like, oh, I got to move in with you, I guess.
I don't know. I'll just not pick up the phone.
Oh, my God. Is that like your go-to move? Like just pretend that she doesn't exist anymore? Oh, who is this? New phone, who dis?
Yeah.
It works.
That's what my easiest way to get past pain is I pretend I have dementia. So I forgot everyone.
I'm sorry. I just forgot who you were for a minute.
Oh, man. My final question that I want to ask you guys about is, would you rather lose all of the memories you've created or never be able to make new ones? So sort of like short-term memory loss versus dementia. If you had a choice in the matter and you had to choose one of them. Zach, don't give me all of your ifs, ands, or buts. Just answer the question.
I would not want to make new ones. That would be my option.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to lose all my memories. And short-term memory, I'd be afraid I'd do some terrible things because I'd forget, pretty quickly. No guilt. No guilt.
Well, I mean, I mentioned before, I don't really believe in like a soul or anything. So I stand by that. Your memories make you who you are. So if you lost your memories, you wouldn't be you anymore.
That's an excellent point.
Yeah, I'm with him on that.
Mm-hmm. So we're all in consensus. That's the route we'd be taking.
I mean, because they give us the option.
Yeah, it's never going to happen. Nobody's ever going to be like, do you want short-term memory loss or do you want dementia? Because we're giving you one of them, but you get to pick.
And here's door number 2.
Very kind of God to give us an A or B.
Right. Hey, man makes their choices. There you go. I'll take door 3. What's behind door number 3? Ooh, this is pancreatic cancer. You chose poorly.
Oh, man. I don't know why I'm laughing so hard at that. I'm just like envisioning the 3 doors and somebody's like, oh, never mind. I don't want that door anymore.
Too late.
Your fate has been decided.
Mm-hmm. Short-term memory loss is a bad one. I think that's the worst one.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't live their life and you can't remember 15 seconds ago? That sucks. I saw Memento. That looked awful.
Well, and it's got to be really hard for the people who are caring for them because a lot of times when you have that, there may be like one memory you might cling on to, like a person and like a person's name, and sometimes it's like a deceased spouse or something, and so they'll say that name and that person ain't around.
Well, it's dangerous too because people, especially if you have medications you have to take and you forgot that you take them. Or you forgot to take them.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that.
There's actually people that have died because of that. Short-term memory loss, they just take too much or they forget to take it.
Oh, my gosh. That's terrifying.
I mean, I'm thinking about how cute 51st Dates tried to make this seem. And now I'm thinking, that movie is horrifying.
He was very romantic and, he really tried hard to keep it going. But imagine having to wake up every day and watch the same videotape.
I am not working that hard in any relationship. I'm sorry.
You're done for.
No, it's just, I don't love anyone that much. I just don't.
Your mom?
No. To sit up and let me remind you about your life. No, Mom, you're going to wake up in this home and you're just not going to remember why you're there every day. So you're not going to blame me for it. So I can live with that.
You guys are terrible. So do you think this story is truth or fiction?
Fiction.
It is fiction. And I did steal
Nailed
couple. The car veering into the left lane I stole that from a story, like a real story. Because I didn't want to put their whole...
You see what she's doing, right?
It's fiction.
You see where she's going with this?
Yeah.
It's almost predictable.
She's getting a tattoo on her forehead that just says Triction.
Can I get it on my butt cheek?
Whoa. You can do whatever you want down there.
So we are going to have to put that picture on the Smirk page, though.
Of course. I'm obligated to. Paying my dues.
How much space is that going to take up?
I've got a little bit of a butt, so it'll probably take some work.
What is the title of your
Landscape
story?
View.
What is the title? What's your title?
Take care.
Huh?
Because she knows that she'll take care of her.
Maybe you should rename it to what?
I think that would give it away too much.
Huh?
Give it away now.
Oh, that's a good song.
All right. Well, as the show goes, we will occasionally pick listener stories to read and discuss in Smirk. If you'd like the chance to read yours or have yours read, email it to mystory@smirkpodcast.com. It's mystory@smirkpodcast.com. Join the conversation. This is where people cut off, Zach, right here. This is where they leave.
Yep. That's where I'm hitting the 15-second forward button.
You can join our Facebook group. We're Smirk on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter @SmirkPodcast. Be sure to use the show's hashtag Smirk. Don't miss an episode. Be sure to subscribe to Smirk on your podcast app of choice and check out our website at smirkpodcast.com.
As you write your own life story, always remember to tell it with a smirk. Remember, as you write your own life story, always remember to tell it with... Why did I do remember twice?
I don't know. Maybe you can't remember. Time to go to a home.
Goodbye.
Bye.
No second chances.